Namaste, Jai Hind, and welcome to this edition of The Right Stand. This Friday edition is a very special edition, ladies and gentlemen. We will have Union Minister Rajeev Chandrasekhar talking about the 9 years, the decade, as the government is calling it, in a short while from now. But first up, the big political debate so far, where after the Congress's landslide victory in Karnataka elections, the Siddaramaiah government is now on a mission to undo what the Bommai government did. The Congress now plans to rewrite history in Karnataka school textbooks. The Congress government has said that it will drop KB Hedgewar's speech, the RSS founder, Keshav Baliram Hedgewar's speech from Karnataka textbooks, as the party claims the BJP government forced a saffron agenda on the students, a charge that has been rejected by the BJP. So, how does the government, the Karnataka government, plan to revamp education in the state? Let's have a look at this. The Karnataka government has decided to do away with KB Hedgewar's speech in the Class 10 curriculum that was introduced by the Bommai government in 2021 for students who opted Kannada as their first language. Many chapters written by Hindutva writer Chakravarti Sulibale have been dropped, as Congress feels Sulibale is a WhatsApp University graduate. Chapters on Sanskrit scholar Bannanje Govindacharya might also be dropped. Now let me remind you that B. Govindacharya was awarded the Padma Shri by the UPA government itself. Now it's not just the textbook. The government now plans to review land allotted to RSS affiliated organizations too. The government will scrutinize land allotments done in the last 4 or 5 months. A massive war of words, meanwhile, has erupted between the BJP and the Congress over the entire matter. The Congress's claim is no contentious chapters on Hedgewar. The BJP's attack is that Congress is mocking history. Congress's claim is can't allow lessons on cowards. The BJP's attack is Congress is erasing those who are not part of their history. The Congress's claim, we don't have to learn from the BJP. The BJP's attack, people will teach them a lesson. The Congress's claim is that syllabus corrections are necessary. The BJP's attack, the syllabus change is not needed at all. Why? Why KB Hedgewarji divides this entire aspect? Why does he divide? And why is this division between the Congress and the BJP? He's a patriot for some, hailed as a great son of India. There are others who believe that he's a coward who's been inspired by quote-unquote traitor Vinayak Damodar Savarkar or Veer Savarkar. Why he's a patriot for some? Because he's considered a true nationalist. He's a coward for some because he's called Muslims Yavan snakes. He's a patriot for some because he's a prophet of a resurgent India. There are others who believe he apologized to the British. Then, many believe he fought for India's freedom. Others say he advocated a Hindu Rashtra. Never actually fought for freedom, nor did he endorse Gandhiji's Satyagraha. The BJP claims that this is not the first time the Congress has disrespected RSS leaders. When Rahul Gandhi was asked if he'll apologize for his Modi surname remark, Rahul Gandhi said, "My name is not Savarkar, it is Gandhi, and RSS never offers an apology." Now here, there is a correction that Vinayak Damodar Savarkar was not affiliated with the RSS. But yes, he is considered a Hindutva icon, and that's where Vinayak Damodar Savarkar is associated with the Hindu Mahasabha, never with the RSS. Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah said RSS founder Keshav Baliram Hedgewar had no role in the Quit India movement and had joined with the British. Reacting on the Culture Ministry tweet praising Golwalkar, Shashi Tharoor had said that the government of India is hailing a man who disrespected the India flag and constitution. Amid uproar in the Rajya Sabha over the president's remark equating Gandhi with Deen Dayal Upadhyay ji in 2017, senior Congress leader Anand Sharma said Gandhi ji has done a lot for the nation and his equation with Deen Dayal Upadhyay was a big disrespect. So whatever are the leaders hailed by the Congress party and rejected by the Congress party should stay rejected. The BJP, on the other hand, says that these are also leaders who contributed to the freedom movement. Don't disrespect them or erase them from history just because it's inconvenient to your version of the history. We will have, hopefully in a short while from now, Professor Gurumurthy ji taking the right stand to provide the right perspective on this entire debate. But first up, the whole story.
BJP are so corrupt in their mind, which they wanted to infuse in the system of studies.
ಅಡಿಗೆವಾರು ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರ ಹೋರಾಟಗಾರರು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಎಲ್ಲಾದರೂ ಸಾಬೀತು ಮಾಡಲಿ. ಈ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರ ಕ್ಷಮಾಪಣೆ ಕೋರಿದಂತ ಈ ನಕಲಿ ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರ ಹೋರಾಟಗಾರರಿಗೆ ಅವರು ಮಾನ್ಯತೆ ನೀಡಂಗಿದ್ರೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಯಾರೋ ಹೇಳಿಕೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಡಿಸೆಂಬರ್ ನಂತರ ಮಂಜೂರಾಗಿರುವ ಜಮೀನುಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ವೆರಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿಎಂ ಅವರು ಸೂಚನೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
आरएसएस देशवासियों को दिल में है, हृदय में है, वो हटा नहीं सकता. सत्ता में है, उसके वजह से सिलेबस से हटा सकता है, बट दिल से हटा नहीं सकता.
Editor Tuklak, Professor S. Gurumurthy ji joins us at this point. Gurumurthy sir, namaskaram. Thank you very much. And you are somewhere deep in the hills, I'm given to understand, in Arunachal Pradesh, and on short notice you have agreed to speak with us. Thank you very, very much. My first question to you, the Congress party very critical of KB Hedgewar ji, the RSS founder.
Congress suffers from a series of, illiteracy, because it doesn't have institutional memory. So it suffers from historical illiteracy. Hedgewar was one of the most fierce freedom fighters. He was a revolutionary, and he joined the Anushilana Samiti. It was a revolutionary organization in the early part of the last century. And he was not just a member, he was one of the top leaders. In fact, his name appears in the book written by Triloknath Chakravarti, 30 years in jail is the title of the book, in which Hedgewar's picture also appeared as one of the persons who was a top leader of Anushilana Samiti. Because the top leader means a person who takes the vow not to get married or have family attachments and have only the commitment to the country as the only goal of life. This vow is necessary, and Dr. Hedgewar took that vow, and for 5 years he went there to study medicine, but he only underwent this revolutionary practice. So in 1910 he went to Calcutta when he was just 21, and he came back and started a revolutionary organization to overthrow the government by force, in association with one of his boyhood friends, Karve. Then he was slowly drawn into the Congress movement. From revolutionary movement he moves into the Congress. And in fact, after he moved very closely with Dr. Munjay, who was the Hindu Mahasabha leader, and so with Bal Gangadhar Tilak. In fact, after Tilak passed away, Hedgewar and Munjay went to Chennai and to Pondicherry to persuade Aurobindo to take over the leadership of the Congress party. This is also recorded. So he was not one of those persons who was not associated with the freedom movement. He was associated as a revolutionary, and then he came to the Congress. In 1921, he delivered a speech for which he was arrested for sedition. And in fact, the statement he made in the court and outside made the judge to say that his response is more seditious than the original speech he made, and he jailed him for 1 whole year. And he was released in July 1922. He was arrested in June 1921, and he was released in July 1922. And that very evening there was a reception given to him, which was presided over by none other than Motilal Nehru, who was at that time one of the top leaders of the Congress.
Party.
So those people who do not know anything about history, I mean, they can remove Hedgewar's name because many freedom fighters' names have been removed. If they can remove Savarkar's name, they can remove Hedgewar's name because they will recognize only those whom they like as freedom fighters. So then Hedgewar doesn't stop with that. When Mahatma Gandhi launched the Salt Satyagraha, and before that he declared 26th January as the day on which he declared India would fight for freedom. Hedgewar announced that on that day the RSS Shaka will assemble at 6 o'clock and the national flag will be hoisted, not the RSS flag. That's the most Congress flag. It hoisted the Congress flag for the first time.
So the Congress flag was hoisted in an RSS Shaka.
He went to he participated in what was known as the Jungle Satyagraha because he wanted to go and participate in the Salt Satyagraha, but people said no, you lead the Satyagraha here. And the Jungle Satyagraha was to break the rules of the British that you should not enter the jungle, keeping the jungle people away from the people of the plains. This is one of the ways by which the British people ensured that the tribal people did not develop. There was a development gap between the tribal people and the plain people in India. Not because the tribal people and the plain people were separate, but they were separated. So Hedgewar wanted to break that and wanted to enter the jungle. This was called Jungle Satyagraha. He was arrested again in August 1930 and he was jailed for 6 months, and in February he released. But in this period he had already started the RSS.
RSS, yes.
So he did not want to be, he was the president of the RSS, Sarsanga Chalak of the RSS. And he quit as the Sarsanga Chalak and put one branch in charge till he came out. And he participated in the Satyagraha and got released and came back and then took over the leadership of the RSS. Because the RSS, in his view, was not to participate in agitations. It was to produce people who will participate in agitations. Actually, Hedgewar went with a set of RSS workers only to participate in the Satyagraha. He wanted to keep the Swayamsevak's participation in the freedom movement different from the participation of the RSS as an organization.
Okay.
So he had a very clear view, and his view was that if India got freedom, is it capable of sustaining that freedom? Because we lost our freedom because we were divided amongst ourselves. So Hedgewar started the RSS to ensure that if we got freedom, that was the purpose of RSS. So he fought for freedom. At the same time, he created an organization with the idea
that would
that
sustain
if India got freedom, it would not lose it, and there would be a sense of unity built among Indians, unlike in the past when because of our disunity we lost our freedom. This was Dr. Hedgewar.
No, interesting, Professor Gurumurthy, what you say, because a lot of what you're saying is antithesis to what is common parlance or the common narrative is that he dissuaded RSS cadre from engaging in the freedom movement that was led by Gandhiji. He disagreed with Mahatma Gandhi and totally disassociated himself since 1924 onwards from the Congress and Mahatma Gandhi.
Actually, in 1930, he gave up the RSS leadership.
You mentioned
went with a set of people, boarded the train to go for Salt Satyagraha. He was asked, you launch the Satyagraha here. 1,000 people assembled in Yavatmal, where he entered along with a large number of Swayamsevaks. He entered the forest, broke the forest rules. This was called Jungle Satyagraha. So the people of Maharashtra said, the Congress people in Maharashtra said, let Mahatma Gandhi lead the Salt Satyagraha, let there be agitation here also. So he actually started to participate in the Salt Satyagraha, But he was told that the jungle satyagraha is also necessary. So that was also organized by the Congress party. And he went along with his Swayamsevaks and participated in satyagraha and got jailed. These are all part of... This was after he started the RSS in 1925. The idea of starting the RSS was to infuse a sense of unity, an emotional and sentimental unity among Indians, so that, you know, the mistakes of the past, where we fought amongst ourselves on different bases, language, caste, religion, region. So this does not revisit. This was the idea. When you fight for the freedom, you don't fight for what will happen after the freedom. Mahatma Gandhi said, you leave first. Afterwards, we will manage ourselves. When Churchill said that there will be chaos and anarchy if we leave you, he said, let you leave us to God and anarchy. We will manage. This was the spirit of freedom movement. But Dr. Hedgewar had another view, that you need a powerful organization with basic roots and foundation, so that the past disunity does not revisit and we lose freedom again. These are two independent courses of action each he pursued. One did not obstruct the other. That is most important. He founded the RSS in 1925 and he participated in the Satyagraha in 1930. And 26th January, which is now very important for us, the day on which the Congress declared that we will fight for full freedom, was the date on which the Constitution was founded. Otherwise, 26th January is an odd date. In our history, most people do not know what is the importance of... If you ask an average congressman, he will not tell you what is 26th January. But an RSS man will say, because that was the date on which the RSS Shakas hoisted the Congress flag, which was the national flag at the time. What do these people know? They suffer from such acute illiteracy. Of course, they can take any action. They can remove any person from the list of freedom fighters. But that doesn't mean the people whose names were removed were not freedom fighters.
Yes. So you are saying that he set out with RSS Swayamsevak to participate in the Salt Satyagraha, but he was convinced by the Maharashtra Congress leaders to participate or start the Jungle Satyagraha in Yavatmal. So that's the reality of... but why this obsession to erase the RSS by the Congress party, Professor Gurumurthy? Is this from Nehruvian times or is it a recent phenomenon?
No, you see, there has been a distortion from Nehru's time, because setting the Hindus against the Muslims makes the Congress look secular, it assures the Muslim votes, and it cultivates a psychology among Muslims that only those who oppose the Hindus are friends of Muslims. This is a very dangerous idea which has been institutionalized in Indian politics. That a person, a good Hindu, a person who claims to be a Hindu and is a proud Hindu, can never be a friend of Muslims, can never be empathetic to Muslims, is the kind of psychology that has been built into our secular polity, which is dangerous, which the RSS is fighting. That you can be a good Hindu, at the same time you can be a friend of Muslims. No, if you are a Hindu, you cannot be a friend of Muslims. This is what the secularism expounded by Pandit Nehru started with, and it has deepened and deepened. And today, unless you abuse the Hindus, you cannot be friends of Muslims. This is the politics today.
Professor Gurumurthy, thank you very much for joining us on very, very short notice. And I know you're deep somewhere in Arunachal and then you've done, but you've actually set or presented a very different perspective of what history is and what KB Hedgewar actually stood for and the idea behind the RSS itself. Perhaps that would settle a lot of naysayers and also counter a narrative that's being pushed by certain sections. Thank you very, very much for joining us this evening. Thank you.